Hi everybody, all my followers, everybody on YouTube, welcome to another video. So this video today is on a 2009 Audi A3, the 8P if I'm not mistaken chassis. The engine on this one is the 1.6 TDI, and right, the story with the car is the following. The owner got a letter from Audi offering him a software update on the engine ECU. You guys with this car might know a little bit more. It might be that is a recall. Surely he was not the only one getting that letter. Some sort of recall to resolve some drivability issues, maybe, I don't know. The truth is that the guy said that the car was running perfect before. No problems whatsoever, but because it was free, the guy just said, yeah, why not, I'll go there, drop the car. They did whatever they did. When the guy went to pick up the car was like I'm gonna show you. So I'm gonna start the engine. And the car is like this. I don't know if you can hear it, but the car is really like if it's misfiring. It's not running smooth whatsoever, and it's like that. Now the guys, Audi, what they said to the gentleman was, I'm only saying what I've been told, is that the guy said that Audi told them that the software that was on the engine ECU had been manipulated, so some sort of remap, I would say, and that was not Audi's fault. Now my understanding is that even if the software on the ECU that was there was manipulated by performing a software update, the only thing would happen would be that the ECU would be, obviously that software will be overwritten with the stock item, with the stock software from Audi themselves. So it should not create an issue. But I said, the guy, man, just get a solicitor and go back to Audi. They asked him for 2K to fix the car. I don't have any paperwork, but the guy, if he brings me in the meantime, I will show you. The guy said he would bring me the letters from Audi and everything, just to prove he was saying the truth. I trust the guy. I take his word for it. So yeah, but I said, the guy, take a solicitor and go back, man. They shouldn't, you know, if was the owner requesting a software update, I do know other brands, they do the same. They will not perform a software update unless it's really necessary. And even if it's the customer asking, they will avoid it unless you really, you know, you really push them. And even if they do not take responsibility in case if something goes wrong. In this case, the guy never asked for nothing. Audi themselves offer this, and then they messed up. Now, that said, with all this said, it might be that this is just a coincidence. It might be that the software on the ECU is actually okay, and it was just a coincidence that this problem happened at the same time. We don't know. I haven't scanned the car yet. But yeah, we're gonna do it now. We're gonna do a scan. I'm gonna plug in the Maxi Sys and try to see what this ECU has to tell us. So let's gonna go. Okay, so it's plugged in. I've just checked. This is the CAYC. What is that? 1.6 CAYC. No, this is YB. CAYC. So it's the 77 kilowatts. Okay, so let's gonna go diagnosis. Can go CAN gateway. Surely it's fitted on this car. There we go, engine control module. Just gonna see. I haven't scanned it yet. I'm curious, as you guys are probably at this moment, to see what codes we have in there. Okay, so we have two faults here. Cylinder 2 injector circuit, that explains the misfiring. Filter, particulate filter restriction soot accumulation bank 1, that explains the filter, the engine light obviously for both really, and the glow plug flashing possibly for that as well. Now I was expecting, if they messed it up while updating the ECU, I would expect some other sort of faults here. The car starts. By the way, the car doesn't really drive. I never said that at the start of the video. You can't really do much more than like 10 miles an hour, and I'm not even joking. It's like 10 miles an hour, and even to reach that, you struggle. The car is undrivable pretty much. So yeah, this is interesting. Let me have a look at some live data. Some basic settings here. That's not very nice. They're not started yet. What is this? Number of prevented stop process. I don't have a clue what is this. What this is, guys. There's loads of them. What the hell? I want some other sort of live data. There we go. What the hell? What sort of live data this is? Okay, sorry guys for making you to go through this, but I think it's important. Okay. What I want to see is the DPF stuff. There it is. $22,000 kilometers since last regeneration. No chance. 22,000 kilometers. No, it can't be. It cannot be that. Let me start the engine. See, it says the DPF is blocked, but my differential pressure is reading pretty much, look, the car shakes like, it looks like a tractor running. See if I have any more. Let me see. Okay, so we have here, okay, we have another interesting thing here, because I have injector number 4 not giving any readings here. Then here is giving slightly different than everything, the specified value. Why should be less? Is there any correction factors here? Fuel consumed 655 liters. Sorry about that, guys. You can skip this part if you want. Feel free. Okay, I might try a regeneration, but I need to sort that misfire first. Okay, okay, back on the live data, as you guys have seen, we had I should be analyzing these much more in depth rather than just scroll down waiting for the there we go. Okay, so we have no voltage on injector number 4, as you can see there. Back on the live data was also number 4 that was not giving me so it's valve number 4, but it's actually injector 3, because here is the firing order, I would say. So it's going to be 0 and number 2, number 1 and number 3, which is a little bit weird why this, well, whatever. But it tells me that's number 4. But then when I go on to actually trouble codes, it tells me cylinder number 2. So it might be this is the actually firing cylinder, and not the position of the cylinder. Anyway, we're going to try to figure out which one is very quick, and we're going to try to see. I'm start to hope that this is not a software issue, but we will see. Let's gonna get under the hood and see what we can find out. Okay, and to save you a little bit from be here just see me figure things out. I don't have the diagrams. I could easily go and try to print them out, but it was only a couple of minutes figure out where they go. So all the injectors have been unplugged. I don't know how well the camera is catching that. Yeah, it's fair. So all the injectors have been unplugged. ECU has been removed, and I've already figured out roughly where the injectors are. They are on the small plug, and they are these bigger pins here on your right on the screen. I don't know if the camera is catching. I'm leaving these here so you can see the readings. And we're going to start with this injector here. I don't know position wise, I don't know if Audi classes 1, 2, 3, 4 or 1, 2, 3, 4. Usually is 1, 2, 3, 4, so I presume this is going to be number 4. But the code on ECU for number 2, it might be that is the firing order, so it might be that this is like 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4, or I don't know. For now, I didn't went for that sort of info yet. I just want to measure every single wire from these injectors back to the ECU. Make sure I have a good signal here. It's going to be one of these here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Okay, 0.8 ohms on pin number 2, I think. Pin number 1, yeah, pin number 2. Pin number 1 is going to be around here as well. There we go. Okay, 0.4. Let's go to the next injector. Spot on. They're going to be all there around there. So 0.4. We'll go to the next. It's going to be probably the stop one. Yep, that's good. Next. It's going to be probably that one. No, that's empty. It's empty. That's that one in there. 0.6. It's going to see my next one. Probably the one underneath. Yeah, that's good. Check the last one. It's going to be probably that one at the back. That one in there, yeah. So 0.4. And my last one, 0.4 as well. Okay, so it looks like we have no issues on the wiring between the plugs and my injectors. Which obviously means that unless we have a bad injector, everything looks good. So, okay. Well, it looks like we have no issues here. Okay, my next check is going to probably be voltage to the ECU, voltage and ground, so make sure everything is there, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so it might be that Audi was not wrong after all. I can see signs of this ECU being opened. We'll see that later on, hopefully, but you can see this sort of sealant here. It looks like someone just cut this plug through all the way to the inside. Can you see right there at the bottom the sealant? So this has been cut through or broken. There is also some signs around here. Look, you see, of something being here as well. It really looks like this ECU has been opened in the past. So you know how I work. It's going to do the same. Let's going to open this and see if we find anything. Well, Audi was right. The ECU has been indeed worked in the past. As you can see, I can see the soldering points around here to unlock the ECU. I just don't know if the ECU is going to be locked now or unlocked. Well, nevertheless, that should not cause an issue. Audi should just reflash the ECU with the stock software, and that's it. That's my understanding. But let's kind of try to figure out what is wrong with this then. Okay guys, more and more I dig into this, I'm starting to get convinced that my problem is actually a bad injector. Yes, the ECU was reflashed in the past. Yes, I don't know what Audi did. Well, they tried to update, I believe, so it might be that the map on the ECU now is the stock one, but I believe my problem is the injectors, and I'm gonna show you why I think is my injectors. Let me unplug the other injectors. And what I want to show you is the following. So I have all my injectors unplugged, and I'm gonna measure injector number 4, which is now on camera, but you're gonna be able to see the readings hopefully. Oh, come on. Okay, I hope my hands are not on the way, but as you can see, it's about 200 kilo ohms, yeah? Then injector number 3. You should be able to see these on camera as well. And we have about 100, 200 kilo ohms. Now I'm going to jump to injector number 1. That's going to leave number 2 for last. Oh, come on. So injector number 1. Should be back probing this, but we have about a bad connection is what we have. Okay, so 200 kilo ohms. And now let's gonna measure number 2. And we have, come on, really? Because I don't want to get my hands in front of the thingy. And we do have 1.41 kilo ohms. Can you read the screen? I really hope you can. Yeah, you kind of can. Bloody hell, guys. Yeah, I know. I know. Let me move the camera slightly upwards. Well, you can see it like that, can you? Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to show you again. Sorry about that, guys. So I'm going to show number 1 again. All the other ones are the same. I want to show you number 1 again. There we go, 200 kilo ohms. And now number 2 again. There is 1.41 kilo ohms. That's a big difference. So at this point, guys, I'm pretty much convinced that my problem is indeed the injector. Nevertheless, as you can see, I have already unplugged the high pressure lines. I'm going to remove the injectors, swap them around, and see what happens. Okay, I just swapped the injectors. I'm not going to bother to coat the injectors. If this is my problem, number 1, which is now in position number 2, is going to go back to number 1 anyway, so I'm not going to get bothered with that. All I want to see if it's my fault for the injector circuit if it moves to injector number 1. Okay, engine is running. It took a little bit because obviously there was no fuel on those high pressure pipes for those 2 injectors, or at least for one, because the other one is probably not working. And the car shakes like hell. Okay, let's kind of see if my fault is now number 1. If it is, fingers crossed. If it is, that's my injector. Bingo! There we go, guys. I would diagnose this, to be honest with you, based on the fact that the reading of the injector, the resistance for the coil, was way out from the other ones. But I think now we have no doubts that my problem is the injector. So let's gonna try to get hold of one and replace the injector and go from there. Really, at the moment there's nothing else we can do. So yeah, let's gonna try that. I'm gonna try to get hold of an injector and see if that resolves my issue. In the meantime, we're gonna put the injectors back where they should be, obviously, because I don't want to leave it like that. So yeah, let's gonna swap the injectors. You can skip this forward, guys, if you want. I just thought it would be interesting to share with some of you if you are interested. These are really easy to take. Just take the returns. There's two little springs you need to take off to remove the returns. I've took the high pressures already. It's gonna put this back out of the way. So just in case if you don't believe me, you're gonna see that the one with the white mark paint here, sort of, it was actually on this side, so we're just gonna swap them around again. I have already rung these guys really close to me. They specialize in braking Audis and Volkswagens. They're gonna have a look for me, see if they have one of these injectors. So fingers crossed they do have. And another thing that you guys are gonna be able to see is that this rocket case cover is leaking oil into the injectors. Look at that. See this? It's not looking very good. Let me put in there again. Let me put sort of paper where I can put those. I'm gonna give them a good clean. I'm gonna blow these pits to remove any stuff, any debris, any oil. Yeah, it's full of crap. Actually, this is my bad. This is similar to the Fords. So here, okay, so it's just that seal on the actual injector, that O-ring that is passing oil into the pit chamber. Oh, at least they are not gonna see us. Okay, let's gonna clean, especially the bottom where the injector goes. Give it a clean. I can't blow this because I'm gonna take any rubbish back into there, into the actually camshaft and stuff. So I'm gonna have to use a little bit of cloth with a screwdriver. Okay, so I give them a clean with a cloth on the tip of a screwdriver. It's much better now, but still right at the bottom where the washer is gonna sit. The phone is not gonna focus, but there is a little bit of debris. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use that spray, the electrical cleaner spray or brake cleaner, just to spray right at the bottom. Any crap will go inside the cylinders. It's nothing major anyway, so just to clean that, make sure the washer then sits properly right at the bottom. And obviously we're gonna clean those injectors properly. That's important as well before you put them in. Number one is gonna go straight in. Number two, well, we'll wait to see. And here we have a brand new injector. I just came here to Bedford to pick it up. The guys near me, they didn't have this injector, so this was the nearest one available. So about 35 miles away from where I come from. So let's gonna go back and put it back in. Okay, and let's go back home. Here is my reconditioned injector. So we're just gonna put it on to position 2. The other good one obviously goes on to position 1. So it goes there. I've cleaned the ports already, the pits. And well, a quick tip here, guys, keep anything away from these two holes here, including these little clips, because if you drop something there, guys, if it goes into the valves and on this side, you're done. You're gonna struggle to take them out. So just be careful, keep the area clean and tidy. Nothing here, be careful not to drop nothing in there. So yeah, so let's gonna get the new injector. They need to go down with the clamp already kind of in place like this, you know, so they need to go like that. So let me make sure. Okay, that one, the washer is already down there. There it is. So let's gonna put everything back on and then try the engine, see what happens. Okay, and the new injectors are installed, or sorry, the new injector is installed on position number 2. Everything is connected. I have the code for the injector, and we're gonna now attempt to program the injector. Okay, and let's see if we can figure out this first time. It's gonna go to control unit engine. Where is that going to be? There we go. So injector 2. Okay, so that was my injector 2. Let's just gonna make sure A6JGGH0. Let's gonna see if that's my number 1. A6J GGH0. Okay, so this, none of the, so that code does not exist on any of these injectors, unless that was the injector I've sent away. Let's gonna check another injector. Actually, let me take the maxi scissors with me, it'll be easier. If we do it right here. Let's go to number 2. A1DCG. A1. Nope, I don't have nothing here for that. Number 3, 97. I have nothing here for 97. I'm a little bit confused. Where are these codes coming from? A5AG, A5HE. No, it's not that one as well. I'm sure this is the code, so on top of the injector, your code is going to be that one in there, right after my fingernail. A3 GHKE. I'm sure that's the injector code, calibration number, but none of the calibration numbers stored are actually the right numbers. So I'm a little bit confused. Let me see if I go to injector number 2, if I do setting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, it can't be that one actually. Let me figure out how this works, because I've never done these cars, so I'm gonna have to research. Okay guys, so I was right from the beginning. That's the number. That's the number, the adaptation number, and you only had, because it's a 7 bits number, you need to add a 0 at the end of it. So I've just checked, every single one that's in the ECU at the moment does have a 0 at the end. So you take the 6 from there and you put the 7th in there. The problem is, none of the codes stored on the ECU at the moment, they are any of this, even in the wrong positions, if that makes sense. Even if they were in the wrong positions in the ECU, they just don't exist. So we're gonna adapt one by one. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're gonna adapt them all, and that's it, and then should be alright. And the last one, number 4, which the value is there already. If I press OK, set OK, and there is my number. And if I go back now, as you're going to see, for example, injector number 2, I have 9B FD and my number 2, come on focus, 9B FD. So I've done them all. I don't know what happened here for all the injectors to be wrong, but they were. Well, go figure. Let's gonna try to crank this engine and see if we get it running. And the moment of truth. Let's gonna see what happens. It might not gonna start straight away. I filled the injector with fuel before I put it on, but okay, it's running. One thing I can tell you, and you might be able to hear, is not misfiring anymore. It's running steady as, look. I don't know guys how is back in the video. I should have gone back before. I should have showed you before, but maybe you could hear it from inside the car. The engine was shaking everywhere. It obviously was running on 3 cylinders. It's running lovely now with a beautiful sound. Everything looks good. So it looks like, and as I said at the beginning of the video, it could be that this problem was just a coincidence that happened when the car went for a software upgrade or wherever that was. And we now know that is actually most likely that has been the case. I don't think a software update would damage an injector. I doubt that would happen. So it looks like that was just an unfortunate coincidence. We still have the DPF, which I'm gonna do on the same video. I'm not gonna go make another video for it. So we're gonna try to see what's wrong with the DPF now. It might be that the only thing it needs actually is a regeneration. We don't know yet, but yeah, it looks good at the minute. So let's gonna turn it off and turn it back on. Obviously earlier we had no fuel on the lines. It should start straight away now. There we go, spot on. Okay, still in limp mode. Obviously it doesn't rev above 2000 or 2,500, but we would expect that with that fault in there. At least if we go, damn it. At least if we go back, my faults for the injectors are most likely gone. I don't know what happened with these injector codes. I don't know why they were wrong in the ECU. I pass. I don't know what happened. So there we go. So my injector is passive, is on cylinder 1, because that was last time when I had the fault injector on cylinder 1. The rest now is for my DPF, and well, shall we try perhaps a regen? I think probably is our best option at the moment, is try a regeneration and see what happens. I'm gonna have to close this U before I proceed, put this U back in place, and then go from there. But yeah, I need to close the ECU before we go for a drive. I'm gonna try to do an active regeneration, which means is a regeneration while the car is driving, rather than do a regeneration here with the car stationary. We're going to try to do it while driving. So I'm going to close this U, get everything ready, and then we will try. I believe we need to activate the regen in there, or it might be that the car actually activates the regen as soon as we start drive. Most likely not, but we'll see what happens. We will investigate that in a bit. Okay, and the ECU is closed and back in place. I'm not going to put this cover here. I just want to go for a drive. And what we're going to do is we're going to try to do what they call emergency regeneration, which I never done one, I think. Now on the 2009. But if you go to guided functions here on the Maxi Sys, I'm sure you have something similar on VCDS. If we go there, hopefully we'll give you some guidance. It's not going to work if I don't turn the ignition on. Okay, so we don't have none of those faults as far as I'm aware. So we'll press no. Soot sensor mass calculated 60%, 60 grams. Current soot mass minus 9.98 grams. At least one of the current soot masses is above. Results must not be initiated under any circumstance. Risk fire replaced. Okay. It tells me I should replace the filter. Okay, so it's telling me that I cannot do that because the filter is blocked. That's all I need now, isn't it? Damn it. I'm still not convinced. Okay, so what I've done so far, I came for a drive, and the car drives fine apart of the limp mode, obviously. Now I had to pull over here on this Lear Park, sorry guys, just to do something. What I've done is I've reset because okay, I've rang the guy, and the guy guaranteed me the car was running absolutely perfect before went in there. So I think these values for the particle filter, they are not okay. Now, as you have seen, injector coding was, everything was wrong. All the values were wrong. The injector calibration values, they were wrong. I don't know what else was wrong. So what I've done just now, I've reset the particle filter sensor, reset that, and I've reset the values of the hash content on the filter themselves, as if there's a new filter. I know I should have done that, but I just want to now see if the car performs a regen. I'm gonna force a regen while driving anyway, and we'll go from there. Hopefully that will work now. Force regen, as you can see, 670 degrees before turbo, which is about right. And I'm just gonna carry on driving. The car is revving absolutely fine now, running perfect. The only thing is that I still have the DPF light on the dash. But yeah, we're gonna carry on doing this regen and see what happens. And guys, I know I haven't showed you, but my DPF light that was there is just gone when he reached below 6 grams. The car was revving fine before, but as you can see, I'm just going to show you, is revving absolutely perfect. I'm just going to go for another 10-minute drive or so, try to blast the crap out of it, and I think we got it done. Okay guys, and I just got back home, and just gonna do a quick scan on it and just make sure we have no issues. The car is driving absolutely spot on. No worries at all, man. It's driving absolutely perfect, full of power. It's revving absolutely fine. So let's gonna do a quick gateway scan, and we have some faults there on the passenger door. Just curiosity, see what that is. Something for the lock, but engine, everything else, all the faults are gone. No problems at all. Problem fixed, guys. Yeah, I said it earlier. It looks like this was a coincidence. So as I said, and what I've done to make this regen to happen was I basically told the ECU that the DPF was new, so I've reset the DPF values. As soon as I've done that, he allowed me to do a forced regeneration or emergency regeneration, which I did. I've showed you a little bit, but yeah, it worked absolutely fine. I've only done it, guys, because I knew that the car was running fine before, because otherwise it was very risky. Nevertheless, I'm gonna recommend to have this DPF replaced or cleaned, replaced probably, because it's not, you know, it's not very good already anyway. Even if we did that and the DPF was indeed clogged, our pressure sensor would tell us that, and obviously would carry on triggering codes and all that stuff. So yeah, so that's what we did. So I'm gonna advise him to replace the filter. That will be up to him now. And that's it for this video, guys. Nothing else to say. Another one solved. Hope you enjoyed the video. I really hope there's information here you guys can actually take it further. You can, you know, it can be useful for you. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you do still have any questions, any comments, guys, put them below. And like always, thank you for watching.